Call Imla, Alhaina Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Amashiach Wamalaki Bahashim, Harawat Kakorash Barakathum, the water Bible Ball, Wakwam Yasharala. Double honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who teach us daily. To the men out there teaching the likewise doctrine, I say Shalom. Today we're going to get into a couple videos about the vileness and nastiness and inhuman-like behavior that Esau has been demonstrating since his existence. Now, I know y'all been, well, if y'all been watching my videos, I have been stating that just because somebody walks on two legs and can speak words doesn't mean they're human. Now, you got to understand one thing that separates the human family from the rest. First of all, is the law, statutes, and commandments, which separates us from everybody else. Then there's a such thing as cleanliness. And the third is empathy. That's what separates the human family from Esau. That's the main focal point of this video. The nastiness and grossness of Esau. This man is, but he claimed he's superior. I don't understand. How are you superior if you nasty as hell? Now, to further explain what I'm talking about, I'm going to go ahead and play the video. There's a couple videos I want to play. But first, let's get the copyright statute. You know how YouTube is, and they just look for a reason. So we're not going to make it that easy. Where is it? Let's see if I probably passed it. Okay. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Now, I'm going to show you these videos, and you're going to see how Esau puts the N in Mr. Nasty time. Let's go ahead and get it. First, let's go here. This is from GMS Memphis and Nabah. He put this 5-minute clip up. I want y'all to check this out.
Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, if I get started, I'm going to give our honor and glory and power to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rahwadash. I want to say double honors to our elders, our great apostle, great millstone, GMS, who rule well and teach well, being great example to Israel. All right, man, the elect. I want to say peace and blessings to the hopefully elect on the four corner, pushing the truth and sincerity. All right, the great song, this is your brother Nabah. I just come with a little quick hit, and basically just showing you and letting you know, all right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, that everything is coming to light. You know, the truth had been so long without fruit, and now it's being declared, all right, throughout the whole earth, man. You know, Kwam Yasharala, Israel is rising, man. As we continue to see the downfall of our enemy, we starting to see, all right, the rise of the elect. All right, people starting to understand, people starting to know, and people starting to see, all right, what the Most High Yahweh has spake concerning prophecy. Well, I'm going to show these little videos. I got one precept to knock it out. And Lord willing, y'all brothers to be edified. You know, while I lay law down. Check this out. All of our education papers use on the first use.
Why we consider them human in the first place? White people didn't consider us human, 3/5 human. That was never our problem. Our main problem is why we consider them human in the first place. If anybody 3/5, look at their behavior. Who eat people? Who would feed a baby to an alligator? Who would do that? Who would exterminate buffaloes just so people wouldn't have nothing to eat, wouldn't have a source of food, just to punish people? Who would give people disease-ridden blankets? Who would do this? Who would create black codes? If you walking along the train line, you going to prison. Vagrancy laws. Same thing they doing now. Our issue isn't our humanity. Our issue is trying to prove our humanity to people who don't behave in a humane way. Our main problem is why we consider them human in the first place. White people didn't consider us human, 3/5 human. That was never our problem. Our main problem is why we consider them human in the first place. If anybody 3/5, look at their behavior. Who eat people? Who would feed a baby to an alligator? Who would do that? Who would exterminate buffaloes just so people wouldn't have nothing to eat, wouldn't have a source of food, just to punish people? Who would give people disease-ridden blankets? Who would do this? Who would create black codes? If you walking along the train line, you going to prison. Vagrancy law. Same thing they doing now. Our issue isn't our humanity. Our issue is trying to prove our humanity to people who don't behave in a humane way.
And he's exactly right. Now it's starting to make sense to you, right? Just because you walk on two legs don't make you human. Just because you know how to speak words don't make you human. Now, what is the one thing in this video that separates Israelites and heathens from Edomite behavior? Lack of empathy. Now, the other nations ain't no better, but they're not as worse as Esau, Edom, as in having lack of empathy. It wasn't given to them. See, they try to downplay empathy like it's only for the weak. No. In order to be an effective ruler, you have to have empathy. This right here disqualifies them from being unfit to rule. Well, from being fit to rule, rather, Slaki. But yeah, lack of empathy. Like he said, who does this? Who eats people? Who feeds babies to alligators? This is a testament to how emotional Esau is. Anything triggers this man to act on his hate toward the Israelites, regardless of how grotesque and far-fetched these actions are. That's not human.
Our main problem.
And that's to let you know that when it comes down to the curses, just gonna be for a sign and a wonder. All right, for many generations. All right, now check this out.
No, I think civil rights are for blacks.
See, this is essentially the problem, and the Republicans.
What have we done to the immigrants? We owe black people something. We have a legacy of slavery. Immigrants haven't even been in this country. That's why the Democrats are dropping the blacks and moving on to the Hispanics, because they're a larger group of Hispanics now. But
The reason people are concerned about the words they use, the reason Americans care about civil rights, the reason we are sensitive to racism is for one issue and one issue only, and that is how black Americans were treated in this country.
Now, she could be an Israelite. You know, she could be, because she has empathy. See what I'm saying? Now, so-called black people, we're done with this country because we see it for what it is, especially the Israelites. And all they give us is fake podium talk. Freedom and democracy and justice for all and liberty and all that bullshit, and don't even act on it. See, this is the thing about Esau and the Edomites. Once they agree on a lie, it's a group effort for them to keep that lie going. This is how insecure these people are. This is how fragile and emotional these people are. They're afraid of true power, which is the Hebrew Israelites.
Is because of the legacy of slavery and Jim Crow. Those do not compare. Irish, the new groups, they always get a little bad treatment. Do not compare that to how blacks are treated in this country. You don't get to piggyback on the black experience in America. You do not get to do that just because you are a woman, an immigrant, gay, Hispanic. No, the rest of you can go F yourselves.
See that? Ain't that what I've been saying?
No, I think civil rights.
All right, we can come out of this one. Now, I got another video I want to play, and this shows another side of Esau inside his home where he's nice and comfortable. And at the same time, when he's comfortable, he's as nasty as he want to be. Check this out. Let's come out of this.
Are for blacks.
Let's come out of this one. Let's go to this one. Are white people really this? Check this out. Now this video is 8 minutes and some change. I'm gonna let a couple minutes play. We're gonna get some scriptures. And hopefully Yahweh Ratazah be edifying. Let's go.
I am tired of black women coming on this app and be like, white people don't shower, white people don't wipe their and they don't clean their ass. To be so for real, y'all stink so bad. And every time, almost every time, I'll say 7 out of 10 times, if you go into a restroom after a black woman, there is a stain on the back of the toilet seat because y'all don't wipe your good.
I got out of bed for this. Now, I was originally going to start this video going after your looks because looking at you, as many people can see, you give us ample ammunition to do so. But I was like, on my path to be right with Jesus and, be whole and holy simultaneously, I was like, maybe we shouldn't do that. Then I thought to myself, well, damn, I could go after her intelligence, but I don't think she's smart enough to understand half of the jokes or references that I would put out here. What I will leave you with is simply this.
First of all, human beings aren't meant to wash up. Haha, look at that. See? Ooh, my eyeball's dirty. Aren't meant to wash up every single day their whole bodies. They're just not. That's how people get ashy. That's how people damage their skin.
I don't say we avoid bathing, but we bathe very rarely.
Oh my God, I'm so happy that you're talking about this.
Yeah.
She didn't have a bath for like 5 months of her life.
Yeah, we didn't bathe her for the first whole part of her childhood. And
I don't wash my hands.
Oh, I was gonna say that too.
I don't care. I'm done. I'm done hiding it.
Oh, the girls have to wash it. We don't touch nothing.
We don't even touch nothing.
I get when you take a wash. Like if I'm in a public restroom and there's people in the stalls, I will even after I pee go to the sink, wash the water, like pretend run the water, pretend I'm washing my hands.
I remember being told that I didn't need to shower today because we had swam at the lake. I remember being told that shampoo is fine because it runs down, it washes everything. I don't wipe my so I do get yeast infections more often than most people. I stopped wiping my back in 2020 when COVID happened.
Yeah, we were talking about it the other day.
Washcloth.
No washcloth.
Washcloth?
Oh no.
Well, I think it's it's just different.
You wash your legs in the shower? No. I do it if I have like plans.
Legs, bro. I wash my whole body.
Yes, and yes. What kind of question is that?
You have to. So why your legs specific?
Because I find in the white English culture, people say there's no need.
They don't wash their legs?
No.
The only thing as a man that you pay special attention to is this area and the little armpits and that.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
You use a washcloth?
No, me either.
I think disgusting.
Am I scrubbing my body with a washcloth?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
You lather up your hands and then use your hands.
Us are for poor people.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I only had one friend use washcloths, and when she would stay with me, she'd say, "Can I have a washcloth?" And I said, "I don't have washcloths.
Yeah.
There's no washcloth. Use your hand, dummy."
I really do remember the first time I crashed at a poor friend's house, and then
I made the conscious decision to stop washing my hands.
Okay, so up until about a week and a half ago, I only showered twice a week. And
I think Nikki Hudson, which is the young lady, the black young lady who responded, I think she made her point.
Yeah, we can come out of this. Now you see. Now you see. Now you see why I say when people make dishes at home and bring them to work, I don't eat that shit. And you shouldn't either. For 2 reasons. Number one, you don't know how it was prepared. You don't know if these people are clean or not. And number 2, you don't know what's in it. Because Edomites are very comfortable with pork and pig products. They'll slip it in there. Shrimp juice. Any kind of abomination, salakia. And especially number 2. Well, going back to number 1. They don't wash their hands. It's not all of them, but it's enough to cause concern. And this is a Edomite problem. Who brags about not washing their hands, not wiping their ass? This is what you call superior? Well, I see it, man. If they making shit at home and bringing it in to your job, you better not eat that shit. And another reason is because some people, they feed their pets from their hand, from spoons, from forks. They have animals all over the kitchen, on the counters and shit. And they don't see an issue with that. That's why you don't eat shit that people cook and bring to work. The only time I eat at work is if it's catered. And it's only certain spots that I eat from that my job caters us. They feed us, to reward us for our work, But it's only certain spots that I eat from when they have it catered in. Now let's get some scriptures. Let's go to Deuteronomy. Chapter 32. And we'll start at verse 20. Now, this is talking about 2/3 Israelites. But you can easily apply it to Esau because this is where they get it from. Verse 20, and he said, this is Lord. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be, for they are a very froward generation, children in whom is no faith. Verse 21, they have moved me to jealousy with that which is not Yahweh. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities. And I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. There it is. Now let's keep rolling. Go to Hebrews. Chapter 12, verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. Profane means outside the temple, meaning the Lord ain't got nothing to do with you. And now I understand why. Go to Habakkuk chapter 2. Verse 4, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. So I'm off with this dude, man. Let's get this one. Job chapter 30, verse 8. We can get some more out of Job 30. This really goes into the animal-like nature of Esau. We can start at verse 1, Job chapter 30. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have sit with the dogs of my flock. Why wouldn't Job leave Edomites alone with his dogs? Because Esau would rape the dog. Hence bestiality to this day. Yeah, they've been doing bestiality back in the day. That's why it's a law in Leviticus about not doing bestiality, because they was doing it back then. Let's get it. Then we'll come back to Job. Leviticus chapter 20, verse 15. And if a man lie with the beast, he shall surely be put to death, and ye shall slay the beast. Why? Because the beast is confused now. Yeah, they were doing bestiality back then. Now let's go back to Job chapter 30. Why you think it's a law on not doing it? All right. Verse 2. Yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished? For want and famine, they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in former time, desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys and caves of the earth and in the rocks. Among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, your children of base men. They were violent in the earth. And they still are. But see, we living in a world where good is bad and bad is good. Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. So they deem their vileness is something good. Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. So they put nasty ass as a good thing. And the same woman in that video that said she got a lot of yeast infections because she don't wipe her ass, she used the yeast from her body to make cinnamon rolls for her husband. Naturally, he got sick. And I think he divorced her too, because this is the same woman that told her son if he was straight, he got to get out the house. See, woe to those that call evil good and good evil. But I don't even think she stopped to think that if she was gay, she would not have a son. See why we say, Esau, your insanity and your madness is exhausting. So we just rather not do anything. We rather not have anything to do with you. Let's keep rolling. James 1 and 8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Esau's mind is very unstable. Go to the book of Nahum, chapter 3. And where we at? Verse 5. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee and make thee vile and set thee as a gazing stock. You coming out telling the world you don't wash your ass is not a badge of honor. Let's go to Jeremiah. Well, Proverbs first. This ain't gonna be a long video. I just want to hit a few scriptures, few key scriptures, so the point will be driven home. Proverbs chapter 21, verse 10, the soul of the wicked desire of evil, his neighbor findeth no favor in his eyes. Don't. Everybody Esau look at, he hates. Because the reason Esau hates everybody is because he hates himself. You notice that he clings on to everybody's identity except his own. And he want to be us so bad, it's ridiculous. This man had lied to the world, went around the planet chipping off noses, whitewashing everything, telling the world they're us. I mean, it's a sad sight, really. But they say they're superior. If they're really superior, they would know what's about to happen to them. They're about to go into captivity for a very long time, 1,000 years. Jeremiah chapter 13, verse 23. Can the Ethiopian change his skin or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil. And that's what they are. I mean, let me get a couple more. Go to Romans. Chapter 1. Where is it? Okay, let's start at verse 21. Because that when they knew Yahweh, they glorified him not as Yahweh, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. Once again, this is talking about 2/3 Israelites. But once again, you can apply this to Esau, because that is where the 2/3 get all this nastiness from. And it's about to go into the nastiness. Verse 22, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools and changed the glory of the uncorruptible Yahweh into an image made like to corruptible man and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. Wherefore Yahweh also gave them up to uncleanliness through the lusts of their hearts to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of Yahweh into a lie and worshiped and served the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. Keep rolling. For this cause Yahweh gave them up unto vile affections, for even their women did change their natural use into that which is against nature. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one toward another, men with men working that which is unseemingly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was meet. And even as they did not like to retain Yahweh in their knowledge, Yahweh gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of Yahweh, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things. Yep. Disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection. See? No empathy. Implacable, unmerciful, no empathy. Who know the judgment of Yahweh, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. Exactly. Now we can get a couple more, and we can close this thing. Let's go to Deuteronomy. Chapter 23. And this is out. This goes to you trans people, because the Lord he ain't saving no trans nothing, because of the fact that when you go under the knife and change your gender, quote unquote, you are no longer what the Lord created. You have become Esau's creation, and you have to be destroyed. And that goes across the whole alphabet community. Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 1. He that is wounded in the stones that's your balls, or have his privy member cut off, that's your rod, shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. The Lord is not saving no trans nothing. Y'all let Esau turn y'all into lab experiments. The Lord don't recognize you. You got to be put down. And this is for the sodomites and the bad bitches, the queens, Queens, which means whore. Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 17, there shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. So y'all let Esau talk y'all into turning yourself into a walking abomination, so the Lord can destroy you just like He's gonna destroy them. Because see, Esau knew what he was doing when he was trying to convince y'all to become abominable. Because he knows he's abominable. He knows who you are. He knows the Lord is not going to accept you as an abomination. Therefore, Esau sets you up to be destroyed. You fell for the bullshit. Call Lahim La Lahai Now Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, Wa Malakia, by Hashem, Harawat, Wakak Warash, Barakatham, the Wara Baba Bal, Wakwam Yasharala. Shalom.